So in this video, I'm going to explore different positions for your beginner meditative practice. So if you're not sure like what position you need to be in and you're not sure what you need, this is the video for you. So, and the purpose of it is not for you to get out there and start buying stuff. The purpose is to find what you have in your home that you can use to achieve that comfortable position for meditation or for practicing that moment of stillness or for just connecting with your body through breath. So we want to achieve a couple of goals. One, we want to achieve the upright position of the spine or that stacked up alignment. So we have a head, shoulder, rib cage over the pelvis so that a pelvic floor diaphragm and the respiratory diaphragm can flow freely and naturally, right? So because we do know we like to sit sometimes this way or too much this way. So that's why when we try to come up to that upright spine, a lot of times people tell me, oh, I just feel too much tension here, or I feel too much tension in my hips. And we definitely do not want to feel tension when we're trying to just go into that moment of stillness. We don't want to spend energy and waste energy and fight that tension. So that's why the second goal is to find a position that is the most comfortable for your body, for your range of motion, and for what you can handle for 5 minutes. And that's where I start everyone at 5 minutes. Sometimes it might be 1 minute. It all depends. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a chair because that's where we spend most of the time, and you can definitely start your meditative experience sitting on a chair. No problem with that. So as you can see, my chair is pretty hard. You can start with a soft chair at home. Make sure it doesn't have any wheels. I'm just gonna put a blanket on it. All right. And then I'm gonna start with one pillow here. So when you sit on the chair, you want to sit at the edge of the chair. So because it's a little bit easier to find your center of the sit bones. And what I mean by that, when we sit at the back of the sit bones, we're just kind of like spill it out backwards and just putting unnecessary pressure on the pelvic floor, in the back of the pelvic floor. Or a lot of times we go way forward and spill the soup forward, right? And putting a little bit more unnecessary pressure on the front of the pelvic floor. So, and again, since we're trying to do that balancing act, so we want to also balance between front and back, right? So that's why you want to find that seat. And when I get there, does not mean I'm just still sticking my ribs out, right? So relaxing the rib cage. And if you're going through my breathing tutorials and foundational core tutorials, you know, we want to exhale, connect our rib cage to the pelvis, find that good position where you are stacked. And then here, my pillow is a little bit too far away to give me that support for 5 minutes or maybe longer. So I will have another pillow, okay? Can still sit at the edge. And now I feel I have those cushions that is supporting my spine so that if I'm not used to this position, I'm not gonna start feeling too much tension. And you might even put another pillow on your neck. So because especially in the beginning, when people start strength training with me, they just feel a lot of tension in the shoulders and in the neck. So what I found helpful is to have something on your legs so that you can relax your arms, and that relaxes the tension in your neck and shoulders. So right now I'm super comfortable in this position. My spine is upright. I don't feel compressed because that will compress my breath. If I'm here, it's gonna compress my breath. If I'm here, it's gonna compress my breath. And it's gonna compress that flow, natural flow of breathing. So yeah, pretty comfortable. So I can definitely stay here for 5 minutes and just try to practice my way into stillness. All right, So other positions, if you are a person who has pretty good flexibility, you might have done some yoga and you want to preserve your flexibility, you don't mind to be on the floor. And of course, I will still suggest finding that comfortable position on the floor where you feel propped up and supported. Because again, we don't want to waste energy on finding tension. We want to release the tension. So a few possibilities here. I have my meditation cushion, and of course you don't need that. You can just have a folded pillow, and that can be your meditation cushion, right? So in this position, I know it's not enough for me. I know this is better. So I'm just gonna sit this way. And again, I want to find that position where I am propped up from the center of my sit bones. So again, I'm not spilling forward and I'm not spilling back, because imagine breathing in this position. And again, we're just putting that pressure on the back of the pelvic floor. Not good. So, and I know that sitting here is pretty comfortable. I would say 5 minutes would be just enough. And again, like here, I have a little bit of gapping. And if you have that tension in your shoulders, you may benefit with an extra pillow. So my rib cage is relaxed. I'm still maintaining the upright position. My shoulders and neck are relatively relaxed. My legs are supported. And if you don't have that mobility in your hips, let's say when you get into this position and your hips are right here, then you'll definitely benefit from another pillow to sit on. And then you might need to get some blocks or higher pillows to prop up your legs. Or you might just straighten your legs and support yourself with the blocks under the knees. Other positions can be just soles of the feet together, knees are out, and again, if they're too high, use the blocks to prop you up. So if you feel some tension in your hips, sit on the other pillow. So it's going to be your third pillow if your hips are tense in this position. So the more you experiment with your meditative seat, more you know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And as you work through your movement practices and strength training practices with me, you will definitely feel some changes, positive changes, and you'll be playing with your meditative seats in some other different ways to accommodate your body. So I will finish this exploration with probably my favorite that I start every beginner, especially with some maybe limited mobility, in this position. So I'm using my yoga bolster, and again, that can be some pillow, maybe even foam roller if it's not too hard for you. That's going to be my support for the back. I'm going to use this pillow here. All right. Again, I'm going to try to find my center of the sit bones. And right now, I'm pretty supported with that nice bolster. Okay. So here, as you can see, my knees are elevated, which sitting here longer, even 5 minutes, I'm gonna start feeling some pull and some tension. So I know that, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to be proactive, support myself with the blocks. Now I don't have any tension in my hips. And then this pillow can work pretty nicely to support my head and the shoulders and the neck there. And then this blanket, I might actually change it up a little bit. So I'm going to have this roll blanket to support my neck. Actually, it probably needs to be rolled up a little bit more. And then we have a pillow here. Yeah. And that's exactly what needs to happen when you found your perfect seat to practice that stillness, to practice your attention to breathing. Then that's exactly how you'll feel. When everything feels supported, relaxed, free of tension, and you want to just get that good, relaxed exhale. I've just arrived and now I'm ready to balance my act, to balance my transition from doing to non-doing, so that you do feel strong, able, and well.